Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the 20th SF Doc Fest. I am so glad to be having this conversation today with Laura about Lost and Found in Paris, her film that we have in the festival. I guess to sort of start off the conversation, the film sort of starts with different shots of people in the office, but also we have this conversation that one of the desk attendants is having on the phone with someone who's lost something and is asking questions about everything. And I think it's a really nice introduction to sort of the main things that you focus on, being the people who are coming to the office after they've lost things or coming to pick up their things. And then also the staff people who manage everything. So I guess first I just am curious, how did you decide that you wanted to film in the office, and how long did you spend time there? Kind of getting, because there's the sense that we really get a sense of kind of the day-to-day rhythm of the place. And so I'm curious to hear from you about how this all came about and how you went about filming.
Um, it all started because I actually lost my laptop and at the airport, and was able to find it there. It was very strong, a very strong experience for me to discover this place. From a very personal point of view, I was overwhelmed with joy because
Yeah.
I really didn't expect to be able to have my laptop back, and it was incredible because it happened to me in a very complicated time of my life, because I was moving back from Italy to Paris. You know, when you move, it's always quite complicated. And then, you know, Rome, Paris, they're very far away. So I had already lost several personal belongings in a short amount of time, but then the laptop was the tragedy. And so the idea that somebody had helped me, somebody that I will never know. I don't know who this person found the laptop was. I was very grateful. I was very grateful. It was this experience calmed me down a lot and made me feel connected to other people, because I thought, but you see, you are going through a hard time. People you don't even know help you. Also, I was fascinated by the idea that a place so well organized existed. So a place thought in order to help people have back their belongings. It really touched me in a very deep, profound way, and then it was quite natural for me to think about writing about it and making a documentary about this place. And I also really wanted to spend time there. I liked I liked this place. I felt home somehow. Yes, I had a sense of belonging for some reason to this place. And then also here in France, in order to be able to have the money, you have you know, it's complicated to explain, but you have public money to make your project, to make your films, but you have to write a lot. You see, you have really, even if it's a documentary, so of course you don't know precisely how the documentary will be. You really have to try to figure out, and you have to really write a lot. So I needed to spend a lot of time there, just in order to prepare, I don't know how to say, a dossier, but I mean, it was, I really had to produce a lot of material in order to be able to get the money I needed to make the movie. But I like that part. Maybe sometimes it was hard to witness incredible things happening there and not be able to shoot, because I was there just in order to observe what was happening. But I think that spending a lot of time there just observing without shooting gave me also I don't know, a profound understanding of the place, of feelings people have when they arrive there. And also it gave me time to identify the people I wanted to work with, I wanted to shoot, because I was able to observe how, for instance, people working there behaved. I have time to build my relationship with them. And so in a way, you have my relationship, we have our relationship in the movie, because I really I developed a sort of attachment to some of the people working there. I liked spending time with them, and I like them. And so there was a kind of sweetness in them, and so it was very soothing. No,
yeah, no.
It was to spend time with them, and also then to shoot the documentary with them, and it was a beautiful atmosphere. I chose people who were also trying to figure out what the person that had lost the object could experience. And so it was a very interesting point of view. And I even Sofia, the girl you have at the beginning at the telephone, she's so sweet. And really she always tries to understand how the other feels, and to connect with people she has to interact with. And I even thought that I could have organized the documentary around her. But then no, then she changed. She was moved. How do you say it? She has to go work in another place. So she was not anymore. So no, that's to say that the relationship I had with people working there was very, very important, because I decided to spend more time in a place of the building, because there was people I felt good with and wanted to talk to me, who liked to be in our company. We were three person working there. I have two other person working with me, and so there was that. And then the people I randomly met at the Lost and Found office, and it was another way of working, but very, very interesting. I have to be very quick. It was very, I had not the time to observe too much, to think too much. I knew how the place worked, so I knew when a person entered, where a person was going, etc. But then it was interesting. I just had an intuition. Normally, a phase. I don't know. It's like as in life, you are people you are attracted to. You feel a sense of connection or curiosity, and so it was really a question of a lot of feelings for me in this place. Do you understand? I don't know if it's clear what I said.
No, it was very, very clear. And I think what you just said really flows very well into the next thing that I kind of wanted to hear from you. It's clear there's a warmth throughout the film that you already kind of talked about. And it's very clear that you've really spent time with the people that you talk with. And I'm very curious to hear from you about how you phrased your questions and how you sort of worked with the people who we hear their voices and hear about their experiences, because they're very honest and very open about their items, and then also just how they got to the office. And I'm thinking in particular of the one man who talks about, in general, sort of being a problem magnet and not always paying attention to the world around him, which I feel like is just so honest to share with someone. And so I'm just curious about how you approached people, how you phrased questions, because I think that's what really gets them to be as honest and open as they are throughout the film.
I think of course, when you are a director, you are in a position of power.
Mm-hmm.
You could say, okay, but so I'm not saying, I was their friend.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean, I knew that often I could see that they had some kind of respect for me, but I honestly felt vulnerable, and I was so. For instance, sometimes I talk about myself, why I was there, what happened to me, what brought me to work on this project. And I'm quite open about my feelings, and so there was no judgment in me. I was genuinely I really needed a connection with other people, and I needed to create it with calm and respect, and it was very important. I really wanted them to have some power. Anyway, I wanted them to be present and to know what they were doing. I didn't want to take advantage. So I was very clear about my intentions, why I was there, what had happened to me. Also, very shortly, but I explained what the film was about.
Mhm.
I was it's about loss. It's about I have the impression, I said also, I have the impression that when we don't feel very well, we are going through difficult times, we tend to lose our stuff more often. And I was asking this kind of question. And also I was very me and mon équipe, not we were calm, I think, and we were I think it was quite clear that we wanted to listen. And then
Yeah.
so I think that for some of them it was also a way to calm down, because I don't know, maybe they had taken the subway and it was a long trip, and then the stress, am I going to find my object? Yes, no. It was a moment where they could calm down and share their feelings, spend, I don't know, more half an hour, something like that, with us. And they like the idea. Yeah, I think that with them too, it's I try to establish a relationship through you know, I was quite I try to be as clear as possible, and I built the movie with them. I really and I asked, can I do this? Because I had I really I don't know, I needed that. I don't then do you agree? Could we do that? Do you agree? Yes, no. For instance, see, if someone told me no, I didn't insist. In something I had, it was an important decision, and I never did that. And some people, I don't know. I will ask, can I film your face? Yes, no. You can I film your object? Yes, no. You wanna talk a little about yeah. So there are people that agreed to first to did agree about the fact of being in the movie, but didn't want to speak.
Yeah.
Others wanted to speak. So
Yeah.
I hope it was clear.
Yeah, I think that actually flows really well into something that I was thinking about in regards to your cinematography and the camera work throughout the movie. There's moments where you like linger on people's faces as they're either sitting and waiting or while they're talking, and you also linger on their objects. And so I'm very interested to hear how you and whoever maybe potentially helped you film navigated the camera being in the space. You've already kind of talked about how you worked with it with people, but I'm curious to hear kind of about that and how you made those choices in particular to film people's faces and maybe just film their objects, as you were just talking about.
People faces really fascinate me. Yeah. It would be nice if in life we could stare at people faces like that. So it was really a great joy. It's a joy for me to be able yeah, to observe other people's face, and there was this kind of sweetness in people waiting to know if their belongings were there. And it was yeah, during the time I spent there just observing, I tried to understand how to create a sense of intimacy, of closeness, in a place that was so crowded and noisy.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of thinking about that. Also because I wanted to recreate. The idea is that you go when you go to a place like this in order to find to check if your object is there. If the object is important, you have a lot of emotions. So it's a strong, intimate experience you are living in a place where there are plenty of other people, as I say, noises.
Mhm.
And I was wondering, how can I express? Can I communicate this kind of experience? And so there was this idea of using the camera on a tripod, so something quite steady with long focal length lens, so that I could really kind of isolate the faces from the background and give a sense of closeness, and also be able to capture the slightest emotions on people's faces. And so there was I really like long focal length lens, and it was a joy to use it to film people's faces, hands, or the smallest details of their object. I like. I mean, it was important. It was important to me even to be able to film, to shoot the objects. I have a love for objects. I practice macro photography.
Okay.
So it's something I really enjoy. So the discovery of the details in an object. So did I answer, or
Yeah, no, you did. That was
okay?
perfect.
Okay.
I'll ask you two more questions. So kind of thinking about the details, one of the things that I think your film really communicates is how much our items contribute to our sense of self and who we are as people. I particularly with the one man you talked to who has lost his Iraqi passport and is sort of talking about how his travel documents sort of in a way inform him being a person, him being considered real sort of to the world. And so I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on that in terms of objects creating a sense of self, but then also I think that really communicates who has the freedom to move, who has the freedom to sort of have things. And if you talk to anyone else, maybe similar to him, who talked a bit about how, something as simple as a piece of paper that indicates like you're allowed to be in this country has such power for people.
Yeah. The object, the way I feel it, are really part of our identity. I mean, not all the objects we have, but some belongings are so important. And yeah, I think that, well, I don't know. This is my experience, and I wrote in a novel was published in Italy, and there was a chapter about relationship with the objects, and the title, you can translate the title the object's feelings. Of course, it's our feelings for the object, but this chapter I really explored this, so it's something very present in me, in my personal experience. It started as a child, and so also maybe and then I will be back to war at the Iraqi man. But when you ask me how could I establish this kind of relationship, for instance, with Roban, the young man who was a little bit lost, now he's fine. He has a job, he's well. He moved. He's not in Paris anymore, and I could do that because I identify. I really could understand what they were going through, and I think that when you feel that you are understood, you are more willing to share your feelings. So generally, I think I'm sure that objects make our identity are important to. Some objects are very related to the way we perceive ourselves. They can give us, they can even make us feel safe, no? Safer. Sometimes when we travel abroad, we need to bring some important stuff with us, and that makes us feel better. And then there was a war at this Iraqi young man that I met there. For him, it's not just a feeling, it's reality.
Yeah.
You see, there, that's the reason why I wanted him to be the last person talking to us in the movie, because it was powerful. I didn't expect. I didn't know that. I don't met him before, so he's so, I don't know, elegant, with a sense of, I don't know, pride, and I didn't expect him to tell me something so tragic in a way, and with him it really really this really his passport makes his identity. The idea that he can't go back to Iraq, it was huge. It was really incredible. And when he told me, it took me a few days to understand it was reality. It had really happened. That was very, very strong to hear, and I admire him so much for how he was able to share about his experience. It's ironic but honest.
Yeah.
At the same time, he was able to have a certain to be elegant. I don't want to say it, and to be really honest, and it gave me really a sense of what it means to be unrooted, not to feel like fluctuating. Do you say that, fluctuating?
Yeah, yeah.
Without a real sense of attachment, of like you don't belong to to place anymore, and you need your passport. He really needed his passport. It was not just for practical. Of course, it was very important that, yeah, I could go back to Iraq if I wanted, but really it was him. He had lost his passport. He was like, who am I? I'm Iraqi, I'm French. No, so it was something to.
Yeah, really being able to still have ties to the places that you're from, especially if you're from somewhere else and you've moved somewhere else for various reasons. I think that really comes through in a lot of what he is saying, and what a lot of people who are part of diasporas and have to move away from where they're from. So I think my last question, I could really ask so many more. But my last question now, I'm not fluent in French, but I can read and understand a good amount of it. And something that I noticed that was different in the English title and the French title, that the French title, if you literally translate it, is like the island of the lost. And so I'm just curious to hear from you about why you decided to make the English title Lost and Found in Paris versus sort of the little bit more poetic sort of French title.
I don't know. I wasn't sure that in English it was as clear as in French. Then maybe it would have been. I don't know. I was afraid that then came out as a strange title. There's no I don't know. I was afraid of that in French, L'Île de Perdu, you understand it quite quickly. I didn't know if in English would have been too strange. So it's just that maybe my English is not good enough. I don't know if it would have worked maybe in English, the title. You would have kept yeah. Well, we think about it. But the idea, why you want to know why this title also? Yeah, because when I discovered this place, I had really the feeling that this place had different rules. Really like in an island in the heart of the city, because Paris is huge place, and it can be quite violent. It's a quite violent experience to live in such a huge city. Even taking a subway, I don't mean it's dangerous, but it's quite engaging. You can, it's hard, and you have the sense that you have to pay attention to everything. Yeah, I experienced that a tension. You have to. Yes, you have to take care. You have to pay attention. And then I have the feeling that in this place you could relax a little bit, have some trust in other people that they were there to help me. Generally they really tried to help you, and they were kind, and so I noticed that people, when they entered, they began to move slower, so, as if there was a different pace in this place. And my idea was, this is a place when you can be vulnerable. Well, where it's okay.
Yeah.
Vulnerable, and you don't have to pretend anymore that everything is under control, because if you are there, it's because you have lost something. And the idea is the lost and found office is there in order to help you. It's a place who tries to repair our losses. And so I like this place for this reason, like a safer place in a big quite violent city, or our humanity at some room could be expressed, and also where we take we take care of people's vulnerability, losses, and try to help them. So that's why the island. It's the island of the lost somehow, because even when you go downstairs and you see all these objects organized, wow, it's powerful. It's powerful.
All of the rows and rows of things. Very, very powerful to look at.
Yeah. The keys also said something. You see these keys that could make you enter different worlds, and you, because that was also interesting in this place. Loss, as you say, is the great equalizer. On the everybody experience loss. Everybody has lost something. And I saw so different people arriving to this place, people with very different backgrounds. And it was also so interesting to see them all together sharing the same experience. People coming from richer arrondissement neighborhood, other coming from outside Paris, and they were all together because it's very human it's a human experience, the loss, also the desire to have back what you have lost, to try to fight to have what you lost back, and ask for help.
Well, I think we'll probably wrap up the Q&A here. Is there anything for people who are watching or who've watched the film, any last things you want to make sure to communicate to the audience?
No, I hope that I hope they enjoyed the movie, and I was able to communicate. And I don't know, what would I say? To let the documentary take them, because it's a kind of travel from in this place, and also in other people's experience and feelings. I hope they enjoy it. And I thank them because they're gonna see it, and I thank you a lot. I thank you to the festival. I'm so honored. It's huge. It's important for me. The idea that in San Francisco somebody's gonna see our film. Thank you
Well,
a lot.
thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk with me. I really loved this conversation, and I'm so glad that we get to show the film as part of the festival. So thank you to everyone who's watching. Hope you watch the film and share with other people to watch the film. It'll be available throughout the festival. So again, thank you so much. Thank you for your film, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.